What's good, man? It's OG Drip, man. This channel where we talk about the spiritual truth and how you utilize energy on a day-to-day basis, man. And today gonna get deep, man. So I gotta break this up into a couple of different videos. But I'm gonna do one of them like a PowerPoint. I'm gonna do one of them breaking it down like from a religion term of what energy is associated with, what gods is associated with Venus. But right now, I'm gonna just give y'all the main breakdown of the Venus energy so we can know what's going on here and how not to overindulge or how not to put too little into something. Let's go ahead and get into it. So boom, when we dealing with Venus energy, what is Venus? Venus is the way that we love, hate, value, and appreciate. That's about the easiest way I could kind of explain it, right? Because when we start looking at this in our placement, you still have 4 different elements, right? But you have 12 zodiacs where it could play out in. But each of these elements also have a hardship of having the same thing that goes on. So I'm going to break it down from an elemental perspective. And then I'm going to do a video where I'm talking about the Venus going into each sign or each house, however you want to look at it. So boom, let's get into it, man. When we looking at Venus deriving in the air sign, it's all about, the love language. This is someone that, might not even care about what you could bring to the table. Might not even care how emotional you show things behind them and stuff. They're more off the thought of you being around, you being there to be able to communicate things with them. So a lot of times when we digging into these Venus energies, what we have to realize is somebody might not have the same connection as you, right? So you might have somebody with a Venus in a fire sign, and then you might have somebody with a Venus in a water sign, and you might have somebody with a Venus in the earth. Now the difference of how these things play out is Venus being an earth sign, this is, hey, what somebody bringing to the table, what is there to show? So when you're dealing with earth, you already know this is something that's logic, being practical. So this is the reason why that planet act the way it does when it get into each earth sign. Now remember, you still have 3 of each sign. You have a cardinal, fixed, and mutable. So remember that also is going to play a role into how to play the energy be played out. So getting back into the main details of what I want to get out is, so when we dealing with these type of energies, everybody love language is kind of different. You can't just expect a person to be able to love or see the love that you're trying to give them in all type of ways. See, this is the reason why a lot of people be talking about astrology important just to know it, because now if you have this advantage of knowing what's going on, it will help a little bit, because sometimes it's just y'all goals don't be aligned. But behind that, it could be your goals be aligned, but y'all got different passions towards different things too. So this is when that Venus energy will kick in. So I'm not saying that it can't work, but what I'm saying is based off of this energy, you will see how to deal with a person. So like I was going to say, if somebody Venus is in a fire sign, now you already know this type of person, he's gonna want to feel the aura. They're gonna want to feel the spirit behind it. They want to see what you're gonna put up with, how much you could take, you know what I'm saying, the will behind it. So that it get real deep when we talk about it being in fire. You know what I'm saying? My Venus is a Leo, so trust me, man, it get real deep. But anyways, going on. Then when we talk about Venus being in the water sign, we talking about, somebody love language being through their emotions and stuff. Is you really connected to me emotionally? You know what I'm saying? So sometimes they might have ups and downs just to see where your love at sometimes. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, when we looking at these things and seeing how this energy plays out, we got to realize that everybody don't have the same passion and everybody don't have the same communication. And these are the other planets. They're telling you, yo, this chart are working in that. So now when we start looking at the relationships of how this energy being transmuted throughout our body, we can understand how to break it down to being like, oh, okay, even though this person don't like what I like, we still get along on every other level. Or even though this person have a different worldview than I do, I can still meet them halfway and be able to see it. Which is overall, that's the reason why I don't like doing that compatible energy jump. Because like when you do that, it's basically like telling someone that this is their love life. And then on top of that, I hate it because it be westernized, right? Where somebody's going based off their sun sign. And when you're going based off your sun sign, that ain't got nothing to do with it. That's just how you see a person's actions. So now let me give you a prime example real quick. If someone is doing something, say your sun sign is Aries, right? Or say your sun sign is Aries, and you're looking for a person to be on the communication or just a thought, the mental note with you to be able to, hey, I'm here and gone. You know what I'm saying? Gone like the wind. If you're dealing with a person like that versus a person that's trying to show you how they really feel, you know what I'm saying, about shit, like, yo, deep down inside, this is what's going on. Or I really don't take it in that far. So basically a person is just trying to tell you they're more focused on emotions. They're more passion towards that. They see the values and emotions. So as soon as you start acting like you don't care about them, they be like, oh, all right, this motherfucker don't care. So they start to pull back. They start to take out. So that's the same thing with the earth the Venus being in the earth. It's just somebody's going to be like, oh, you ain't bringing shit to the table? Oh, shit. And they're going to start pulling away from you. You know, that type of shit. But at the end of the day, it's just to help us understand each other, because everybody love language ain't the same. And how corrupted this world is, bro, trust me, bro. Even us being able to have the ability to be like, oh, okay, that's how you want to see love. I can show you that. You know what I'm saying? I could do that for you. And then, hey, now can you do this for me? But so we live in a selfish world where a lot of people don't understand it takes two. It takes more than one. It takes teamwork to make the dream work. Even inside your energy of how your body being played out. That's why I wanted to break down a way that someone see life, or the way that someone want to be seen, versus someone's true passion. And, you know, because it's two different things. And a lot of times, a lot of people look at people's passions wrong. Or a lot of times a person be going so far into their passions, they miss something. And a lot of times that get confused with light bending in. You get what I'm saying? So this is where they be getting it twisted with Luciferian and stuff like that. But I'm not going to go too deep on that right now. But either way, now, due to a person not understanding how this person is not showing that they love them or appreciate them in any type of way, this is where it comes to opposition energy, where it get to competitive energy, right? Where one's trying to outdo the other one. So now when you're looking at the second house, that's represent our values. Now when you're looking at the seventh house, that represent our relationships. Now Venus ruled both of these houses. So basically this is the makeup of how this energy is put out. So when you're looking at the value, like where you get that from? Okay, the value. You can see how the Taurus constellation or the second house will come off that. So then when you're looking at the Libra constellation, we all know the sun fall there. So a lot of times, especially with dealing with air signs, they have a problem with being able to actually see who actually there to love them. Not even as just a friend, but even as, because you know it's hard to see air in that sense. So unless it's frozen or unless it's at a solid state where someone is able to track it down and realize what's going on. I hope y'all can understand that. That was some occult shit. But just getting down into it, it's just to show like, you don't want to put too much in because you end up pushing somebody away, right? Because this is the thing about moderation. When it comes to that Venus energy, anytime, it don't matter if a person if you feel like a person don't love you, when you go to pushing too much in, you'll actually go to pushing that person back. That's what I was trying to explain too. It's like the kid, or like how you probably experienced once in life of you trying to love a person, it seems like they egging you or they walking away from you. They just not attracted to you. It's that type of energy. So if they was attracted to you, they start losing attraction. They start feeling like they're being forced. But see, that's another thing. Because if you could get into a predicament where you're not actually forcing nothing, but due to everybody in this fucked up society and don't understand people communications from the beginning, it could be misread. And you could, instead of you looking like a lover or a friend to them, you could look like the worst enemy. You could look like the person that's trying to sink ships instead of helping them move on in life and help them coast along their emotions, their waters. But at the end of the day, that's what I'm saying. It all got something to do with each other. All these elements. So anytime somebody start favoring one element, I don't give a damn what planet is aligned there. That's when you're going to start feeling some elementized ass energy where you're stuck and getting hit with this one type of stuff that's going on with you. But anyways, that's why I wanted to break that down, because a lot of people don't understand, like, a person may do something for you all day and night and don't give a fuck about you. You know what I'm saying? They just, you know what I'm saying? Or a person that just sit there and can't do much for you and love the hell out of you. So when we get into these type of things, I have to break this down because people don't understand why is this person like this. So they trying to make everybody one type of person. Like everybody have to show love this way. Everybody have to embrace love this way. So when you're dealing with people that done grew up on so much of these soap operas and so much of this Jerry Springer and all this other stuff like Walt Disney and junk, their minds is telling them all to think the same in a different inverted way. It's just like basically the way you see it, if it ain't right through your lens, it's wrong. But at the same time, a lot of these people have cloudy lenses, cloudy charkers, where they just worried about the third eye. So the only thing they can see is egotistical shit. Or they too much not worried about nothing else. Or they too worried about their stability. So now when it come down to Saturn and Venus energy, I got to talk about that as well. Because a lot of people now in these relationships, they using Saturn like it's Venus. And what I mean by that is they try to secure themselves, try to find something where they're well-grounded, where they don't have to worry about to do this or have to worry about doing that in some type of way. So what they do is get someone they think they like, but really the government got them using them. So they really be in relationships, and a lot of people right now in this world right now be in relationships with people that they don't actually like, but that they more could use of. So now everybody trying to use everybody. It's a dog-eat-dog world now for real, even in your own family. But yet, the least could sit back and don't have to do shit because we're doing it ourselves. We don't want to listen to each other. Soon as one to get mad at another, they don't want to hear it. When a person trying to show you how much they love you, they could go to each and every way. They miss your sign, they miss you. It's crazy how picky love is. It really make it a fairy tale. So this is the reason why I wanted to break that down too. And it's not this for my kids. This for anybody that's watching. This shit damn show is just straight up. No bias, no nothing, bro. I can't do videos with that. So if y'all don't see me for days, I just rather not. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather not. Now, if I could empty the body and leave, Jesus leaves in the tomb, or however you want to look at it, if I could do that, or I'm Gucci. So that's why I wanted to get up here today. I'm like, man, no, I got to talk to my people, because at the end of the day, the elites themselves knows your birth chart. So they know what break you. They know if you're analytical to put lower numbers in your eye. Man, all type of stuff. You know what I mean? But y'all know that, man. But that's what I'm explaining on the channel, is how to use the same energy that they're using against us. But now that we knowing, we ain't got to worry about them throwing rocks. We can see it coming from a mile away. We can know, like, hey, that man he's up to something. Somebody's trying to trick me into believing in this and believing in that. So at the end of the day, that's the reason why I want to break it down, because it'd be funny, because a lot of people right there sit here and be like, oh, I don't agree with astrology or whatever. You don't have to agree with it, bro. It's something that you was doing and somebody basically jotted it down. Y'all know how they had them people hooked up all the machines and they be talking about their every movement and their thoughts and shit. Same type of thing, bro. Now the thing is, when they looking at that, they already know how to ruin their life. Take the daddy out. They take the Saturn away. Now the Venus is going to be stuck so much on what she could get or what this person could get out of life that they'll be too far lost. And what I mean by she is the energy itself. They like to call it a she, if anything. But they like to call he as a Saturn. Saturn. And, we'll get deeper into that later on. But it's just saying this energy is a masculine energy. This energy is a feminine energy. A feminine planet or whatever. But anyways, man, I had a lot of tongue twisters, dog. Because at the end of the day, I be trying to get this stuff out. And there's so many different ways I could break it down. It really don't make no sense. It makes so much sense that it don't make enough. Like, it don't make no sense. It's like, damn, bro, you could have broke it down that way too. It's like, yes, because no matter how we look at it, sometimes we be looking at stuff, right? You ever miss something? Basically, you didn't show appreciation, or you didn't see what was really going on, so you didn't see the true value behind something. That can happen even with a car and shit, where you thought that car was ugly on the outside and you got it inside, find out it got the best AC, it don't never break, it got the best gas mileage, it's actually fast. You know what I'm saying? But what some people will call a sleeper. So a lot of times people can't just go by what they see and expect love out of it. People can't go by what they feel like they need and go by love by it. And that's the problem. They're going by everything to say that this is love. No, it's separated for a reason. And when y'all trying to merge all this junk as one without understanding how the separation play out, it's just like saying we all got one chakra. So it's like back to Western astrology, where you all talk about one zodiac. So at the end of the day, this is the scary part behind that. This is the reason why on my channel, it's not like I'm going so hard against them, but not only them, you got black religions, you got all these type of certain race religions and start certain race wars and stuff. So at the end of the day, they tell you it's different ways. Oh, God ain't love this and love that. But at the end of the day, everybody has different forms of love. But that doesn't mean, because you don't understand it, that they doesn't love you, or that they're not giving love. Because I'm telling you right now, dog, y'all, it's plenty of people, and I got experience myself, where you could give a person all you fucking can, and they can still treat you like shit, and give it to another person that ain't worth shit. So a lot of times people have value just in their goddamn self, the way they look at things, right? And I know a lot of this video might get on a lot of people's skin, but y'all ain't understanding. I can't go by that right now. I just got to talk this damn truth and just what it is, bro. This is not my words. This shit need to be said. Somebody need to hear it. Somebody's daughter or somebody raising a child, a little boy, somebody need to hear it to change these little love spells people putting themselves in. That's literally impossible to beat. Because hey, man, a long time ago, I done said it before. Cat Williams had made a thing and said, got rid of 96%, whatever number. It was a higher number for a lower number, basically. And that's what people do, because they don't see the value into a person's actual heart, to see what a person actually making out of. So sometimes they get fooled, and sometimes it just seems so good to them that they'll rather get fooled for it just for the meantime, just for the thought. So air signs, be careful with that. Because, shit, you already ain't going by nothing that's there. So that's another thing. Like, each element has to be careful onto the way that they looking at it. You might be a water sign, and now you don't went through all these heartbreaking things. And now the next person you get with, you thinking that they love you because they understood you was in a hurt emotion. And not, at the end of the day, this person just trying to sucker duck you to get you where they want you, because they see that you're vulnerable. So at the end of the day, y'all gotta know how to be vulnerable as well. So then when it comes to this Venus energy, a lot of people be up close tight and close their hearts. That's why we have so many fatherless childs and so many broken up homes now, because love don't matter about that. Love matter about what you can do. It's like everybody want everybody to be Venus and Earth side now. Like everybody got to bring something to the table. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no organizing the table, no none of it. Just everybody got to bring something to it. So at the end of the day, it's messed up because we live in unrealistic love lives where kind of this world, without knowing astrology and shit and knowing the background of how things work and have enough experience, it's like it's pointless. It's like, you get what I'm saying? It's like people just getting in relationships and just making each other more toxic, getting into other relationships, making another person toxic, and they just go on and just keep messing up other things. Why? Because another person been able to open up themselves and show their vulnerability. And now this person treat them with something crazy. And now they getting cold-hearted. And y'all want to know something else that's funny about this cold-hearted thing? A lot of experience, right? Personally, with friends I know of, and things I even seen across the internet and all this. A lot of times, the person that become cold-hearted by getting treated messed up throughout life, a lot of times by whether it's a girl getting mistreated by men, whether it's a man getting mistreated by girls, or however, as long as a person getting mistreated by somebody else, the one that go cold-hearted first, what be crazy is that same person end up putting that cold-hearted shit on somebody else that don't even deserve it, aka somebody that ain't even deserve that low-ass value. Then you should have put them on a higher pedestal in this case. So the things that you looking at them as, you looking at them like, oh, you lower to the earth because this person did that and that and that, that. So you're taking somebody else's values and what you went through and putting it on them. So now we can see how the self-reflective value come in. It's like it's trying to use the Libra energy to make, it's like using the 7th house energy for the 2nd house. And it's like at the end of the day, it's only going to start confusion and frustration for anybody. So a lot of times, it's just communication is one of the things that a person may still be into and still misread due to other alignments. And that's what I wanted to break down. Remember, you still have other alignments. And that's the other reason why I wanted to say that don't mean nothing necessarily if your Venus don't get along with the other side, like it's in opposition with the other side of Venus. Because sometimes this opposition energy will give y'all the right curvature to be able to grow from each other, right? Also, so at the end of the day, that's when this astrology end up being like bullshit, basically, right? Because now it's up to the person. We see the choices you can make, but which one you gonna make now? You know what I mean? A lot of people don't understand. That's the reason why relationships so drowned out and stuff. And that's why I made that twin flame and soulmate video a couple months ago, man. But anyways, I'm out, man. I ain't gonna make this video too long. I gotta do this other one. I'm gonna do like a PowerPoint, so for the visual learners, for the people that's the not trying to be funny, the Dr. Seuss learners, the ones that have to see a picture in front of their face and see how something works, and they're like, oh, okay. But sometimes I like them too, man. So anyway, I ain't gonna dog it too much. But you know what I'm saying? They get real earthy. You know what I'm saying? They want to see it all. But I'll do that. I'm going to drop a presentation on it, give out the different names of it, of what it could be called. Because when we talking about this, you go to a different country, y'all be talking about the same thing. You go to a different religion, y'all talking about the same thing. They put you in a war for you to go to war about each other over the same fucking thing. Just different terms and different names of why they called it this term at the time. So it'd be crazy as hell, man. Like, you got a daytime and a nighttime. Those two different terms right there. Right? And then whatever the planet is, that's 3 already. So anyways, man, I'm going to get up out of here. OG Drip.